In today's session, I'm going to explore a new indicator setup, one that may not have been widely explored before. This setup combines two indicators, the alligator indicator and the parabolic SAR. First, I'll add both indicators to the chart, and then we'll examine how this setup works under live market conditions. Based on today's indicator setup, I'll set the candle duration to 10 seconds and the expiry time to 30 seconds. Using suitable timing is important because indicators may respond more clearly under the right market conditions. Now, I'll add both indicators to the chart. We need to add two indicators, the alligator indicator and the parabolic SAR. First, I'll show you the current settings of the alligator indicator. I'll only make a few changes to the colors. And that setup is now complete. Next, I'll show you the parabolic SAR settings. Here as well, I'll only adjust the colors. And now both indicators are ready. Now, I'll add a few currency pairs, and then we'll begin today's session with a clean and simple chart setup. Here, the market was initially moving in a clear downward trend, but near the lower area, price started showing signs of a bullish reversal. I waited for confirmation before considering an upward position. First, the parabolic SAR dots shifted below the candles, which suggested that short-term momentum was beginning to move upward. At the same time, price moved above the alligator lines, and the faster green line started turning upward. When both indicators began supporting the same direction, I considered this upward setup. If you have any questions, you can ask on Telegram. You will find the link in the description. Additionally, you will also get to learn advanced chart analysis there. After the first setup was completed, I continued observing the same chart. Price remained above all three alligator lines, while the green line continued moving upward, and the other lines also began turning in the same direction. At the same time, the parabolic SAR dots stayed below the candles, indicating that the short-term bullish momentum was still active. Since both indicators continued to support the same direction, I considered a second upward continuation setup. However, because price had already moved strongly, this entry required extra caution. Here I observed a change in market direction after price moved down from the recent high. The parabolic SAR dots shifted above the candles, indicating increasing bearish pressure. At the same time, price moved below the alligator lines, while the faster green line turned downward, and the other lines also began supporting the same direction. Based on these combined observations, I considered a downward continuation setup. However, since the bearish candle was already moving strongly, this setup required additional caution. Here, price had already moved above the alligator lines, while the green, orange, and blue lines were gradually aligning upward. After a brief pullback, a strong bullish candle appeared, suggesting that buyers were attempting to continue the upward movement. Based on this price action and the upward direction of the alligator lines, I considered an upward continuation setup. However, the parabolic SAR dots were still positioned above the candles, so the confirmation was not fully aligned. This made the setup more aggressive and required additional caution rather than treating it as a strong confirmation. Here, the market was already moving in a clear upward trend. Price remained above all three alligator lines, while the green, orange, and blue lines were separated and gradually rising. This indicated that bullish momentum was still active. The parabolic SAR dots were also positioned below the candles, supporting the same upward direction. After a brief pause, price resumed its bullish movement, so I considered a possible upward continuation setup. However, because price had already moved significantly, this entry required additional caution. And that brings us to the key lesson from today's session. Indicators can help us understand market direction, but patience and confirmation improve the quality of every decision. Before considering any setup, ask yourself, are price action and both indicators telling the same story? Keep observing, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next session.